Anyway, we'll load up onto game number 2 here between Hanfy and Hydra. If Hydra eliminates Hanfy, I would consider that a bit of an upset, to be honest, because Hanfy, as you said before, is playing really, really well nowadays. So, Hanfy spawning up in the top right-hand corner here as our blue Zerg, and spawning down to the bottom left, we do have Acer Hydra spawning as our green Zerg.
The introduction. People can't see the game right now because they were swapped, so I have to edit the entire score.
Yeah. Okay, my apologies.
What a shame.
So, DSL2K and my brother loading music whilst I'm playing. Ah, I see. Yeah, not so useful if people are taking all your bandwidth. Poor Hanfy. But still, it was a difficult thing to deal with. I don't think Hydra did have a baning nest. I was briefly looking at the game on my second monitor as we have delay, and maybe he did cancel. I still have to go back and look.
And Hanfy did the extractor trick. The extractor trick. So maybe ex-Brood War player?
Maybe.
You said it was a Brood War player's name.
Yeah. Hanfy did defeat Delphi in the EPS Summer 2012 Cup 3-1, and Delphi's pretty good at ZVZ, so he didn't defeat Dark Force. That was Hasuob's hand that he had in that kind of game. But yeah, still, Hanfy very, very good in ZVZ. He doesn't really have too many recorded ZVZs, to be honest with you. In terms of his previous tournament experience, he's, as you said, very, very new on the scene in terms of really playing at tip-top level. So, and for here, though, 1 game down against Hydra. Hydra, I won't be surprised if he went for the same build again, to be honest with you.
Both players went for 15 pull, but Hanfy followed it up with Extractor, and Hydra he made a second hatch at his expansion. So do you think we might see an all-in here from Hanfy, or at least some kind of big pressure?
He could do. I mean, with the fact that he has the gas down when he does, and the fact that he's going to be around 70 gas ahead of his opponent, 70 gas ahead of his opponent, then he will end up in a position where he does have a speed window to hit if he wants to. So there is that. He could do that, but he could still use this very defensively. He could go for the spine and the baneling nest at the front again, like we've been seeing from most Zergs, and then just use the banelings to really kind of hold him sturdy in terms of that defense. So he has options. Ooh, but with that, oh no, that might be his second gas extractor trick. So
how big is going to be the window? You think like 50 seconds? The speed?
Yeah, I would say so. Something like that is very kind of accurate. 40, 50 seconds. So, and that can be devastating if someone exploits it. But obviously, the player with the window doesn't have all the information that we have, so it can be difficult to actually hit from time to time.
And look at the overall placement of Hydra. It's pretty good. I like it.
Yes, very, very much so. Really important, as we just learned. Very important. So just to kind of quickly brief over that, it's important to have one at your opponent's natural, or the ramp of your natural, so that you spot that. And it's also really important to know when your opponent's third's going down. Generally, when you see that, you will keep the Overlord there to make sure they're not doing anything crazy in terms of like cancelling it for some reason and then just going for an all-in. And then they morph in the Overseer with that Overlord spotting the third, just to get it away from Queens that will be transferring down there a little bit quicker than you will with a slow Overlord. So that's an important factor. And
look at this. Hanfy is doing the same build, but he improved it. He made only 16 drones instead of 17. And I think Hydra noticed the Zerglings, because they just passed by. Actually, he's not really reacting just yet. He needs to be making Zerglings, and he's going to be making some Banelings for sure, yes. But it might be too late. Wow, the Zerglings almost there already. The spine is about to finish. Very nice timing on the spine. Those 2 Queens are on the ramp, but they have no transfusion. Hanfy right now going for the spine.
Oh, he's going to bring down the spine as well as one of the Queens. The Banelings morph in time. He actually morphed those in a really clever place to deny any Zerglings from dealing with them. But Hanfy here with really nice control, trying to sacrifice just a few. 1 or 2 Zerglings, Baneling. 4 Zerglings for 2 Banelings there. But right now, Hydra doesn't have any units really out and about. He has a few cleaning up at the natural, and he will be able to actually get the cleanup here. But he lost 1 or 2 drones, and Hanfy went back to droning.
Yes. He started running behind. He's very smart. If he had gotten that gas, would have been pretty good for him. But he does not. He's going to try to get a few more drones. No, he chooses to run away. I think getting 1 or 2 more drones here would have been nice. He killed 10 in total, which puts him at 28 drones to 20 right now. So very nice here by Hanfy.
Yeah, and that really does show, I mean, the level of Zerg play that does come out from some of these players. Just the ability to know when to swing from aggression to just constant droning. It looks like Hydra's going to go for the aggression once again. He does have some Banelings morphing in the background here, but the spine does finish up for Hanfy, and these Zerglings, as well as Queens, I think should be able to clean this up quite sufficiently. It depends on if these Banelings are going to be able to do any damage.
No Baneling nest just yet for Hanfy, so this big attack might backfire, but actually no, very nice defense here. Oh, he needs to split his rune. 2 died at least. 4.
Yep.
Oh,
let's get a few.
That last Baneling could have gotten 1 more drone for sure.
So right now, how is Hydra doing back at home? He has 22 drones to the 23, so he's equalized up the odds, and he's gone back to droning as well. So with all of this aggression subsiding and both players just dancing around in the middle of the map, well, Hanfy's going to go for some aggression again here. But both players right now are pretty even. The big factor is that Hanfy has 3 queens to 1 queen, so he'll have more lava to repopulate any kind of aggression that he wants to. But both players supply blocked, actually.
Oh, nice. A nice surround. Crazy detonate here, followed by a surround. And he has to be, nice 2 banelings. Might get... Ooh, they walk right past each other. My god, ZVZ is so stressful.
Yeah, it really is. It's like my favorite match, one of my favorite matchups to cast, but not one of them to play, as those Banelings waddling, killing off so many drones. Zergling's going to come in for a surround on the queen again. Hydra here, having only just replenished his queens, is now getting them killed off once again, and the Zerglings are on the way into the main. Hanfy playing this second game out phenomenally.
And now sniping some drones. For a second here, Hydra didn't have a single link out. He lost all of them. But now he's finally remaking some, I think. Oh, wow. He started droning again, Hanfy, and he's already on 40 drones. He was on more than that a second ago, but he just made a few extractors, and he tech 2 layer. So he's just going to try to capitalize on his current advantage. And it's really funny, this game. They just counter-attack each other twice so far. And now, again, Hydra is going for the counter-attack. And every time the one counter-attacking gains the advantage. But I think this time, Hanfy might have too much, because he has the spine in position, the queens. One of the queens has 2 transfusion. Nice run by here. Gonna be trying to kill a few of those drones. Let's see how Hanfy chooses to micro against this.
If he doesn't do crippling damage with these Zerglings, then Hydra I think loses outright. Hanfy right now has too much of that tech advantage. He has too much in terms of that queen advantage for too long a period. And with 35 drones out to 26, it's not the hugest of leads, but Hanfy is going to capitalize on it. He's going to be able to secure his 3rd base. And why? Because he has the income and the lava support to really be able to go for the defense. He has the tech support to go for the spire way faster than his opponent. And then once those mutalisks pop up, Hydra, I think, once he sees the mutas, he may end up just GGing right there. And
look at the saturation in Hydra's main. It's pretty pathetic. I've never seen a Zerg having like 6 drones for the minerals. I guess 8, I guess. Yeah, he really needs to start droning, maybe take a risk here. When you're this far behind, you need to make something happen. Because if you just try to play the turtle game, like play it outright, your chances are very low to be able to come back, unless your opponent makes a huge mistake. But Hanfy is a very good player, so it's very unlikely for it to happen. And Hanfy actually choosing to creep spread a little bit outside of his natural.
I think that, well, I mean, defensive creep spread here can be quite nice. It depends where you're going to take engagements when your opponent comes along. Because he has... Oh, wait a minute, Zerglings and Zerglings everywhere. But because he has the Overlords in position that he can, you know, force engagements at the top of his ramp if he ended up in a mid-game with Roaches, for example, after going for Spire. But, I mean, Hydra here is going to try and make something exploitable at his opponent's 3rd, but I don't think Hanfy's going to let him. And then again, once these 8 Mutalisks pop, Hydra's just dead and buried.
And yeah, he's gonna try to make some kind of big bust at the 3rd, maybe kill it. I think he's hoping to kill a bunch of drones as well, knowing he's behind. But yeah, Mutas on the way, 9 of them about to finish. Oh, he's going for the natural actually. And Hanfy gonna be able to spot this immediately. Where is Mutas really? Yeah, they are at the expansion. They're gonna be able to blow up a couple of those banelings. Very nice, yeah, from Hanfy.
Yeah.
And look,
Indeed, the Banelings just to get some good detonations, but the Mutalisk swinging in, trying to clean the rest of that up. As soon as Hydra gets cleaned up here, there's not really much else he can do. The Mutalisks just fly across the map and then deal with the subpar air defense that he has of 2 queens. He's throwing down spores now to deal with this, but if the Mutalisks just get aggressive, then there's not really anything he can do. There you go, GG.
I think he figured out that there was only Lynx rallied. He needs expansion in his main, so he just stood there with the Mutas to intercept everything. And you know, I saw 2 drones coming at his wall at his expansion of Hanfy while the Banelings were arriving, and I was going to say, really smart, he's going to try to tank the damage with his drones, but actually they were just transferring from the main to the third. I saw that just after.
Well, actually, that's an interesting little idea, now that I think about it. Just kind of luring your opponent into thinking, there's some drones, you should kill those instead of all my defending Zerglings.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
So this here is going to be 1-1. I think we should have a short break this time, so stay with us. We'll be right back in a minute.
See you in a bit.